Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to week 16 of the Blitz player props release show presented by EV Analytics. I am your host, Keith Eyster, Ice819 over at RotoGrinders and scoresandodds.com. I am joined today, as always, by the creator of the Blitz projection system. It's Derek Carty. I think we might have just lost Derek. Derek, are you still there? Your video went out for just a second there.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you doing? Slightly down week last week. We took a couple of bad breaks, got the hook on James Conner. Zonovan Knight got banged up, and he was the only guy to get a carry in the first half and didn't quite get over the 14.5.
Yeah, last week it felt like we just ran into such bad luck last week. It was so annoying because the line movement that we saw leading up to it was incredible. Like, we lost on Najee Harris. We hit him at 15.5 carries. He closed at 14.5 everywhere. We lost on Jalen Hurts under, 235.5. He closed at 219 everywhere. We lost on Zonovan Knight, who got injured. The third Jets running back this year that we have lost on because of an injury. We lost on Breece Hall one week. We lost on Michael Carter. And now we just lost on Zonovan Knight, all because of injuries. And then Connor was frustrating because, the whole premise was they give him all the work, which they did. Keontae Ingram got one carry, but Colt McCoy got hurt. They couldn't sustain a single drive to actually give him enough carries. He wound up being one under. We lost by one on him, which was frustrating. So it is what it is. We're clearly on the right side of these lines. Even James Conner, we hit him at 16.5. He closed at 17.5 everywhere. We're on the right side of these. Last week was frustrating. I think we lost about 1.5 units. Still up for the year. Process is very strong, obviously. So we're just going to keep hitting them. And, the variance is going to come our way over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, for sure. Couple tough breaks, couple of really great calls too. Kirk Cousins just went bananas in the second half, so he flew over his 23.5 completions. Justin Fields had over 10.5 carries in the first half. So two really good ones there. And then we hit the Trubisky under as well. But a couple tough breaks. So we finished down just slightly. We're going to get it back on track this week, though.
Yep, we are. If you're following the Twitter account, we already put one out last night. Trevor Lawrence under 20.5 completions, minus 114. It's already down to 19.5 everywhere. Not as strong there, but still in play. But if you got it at 20.5, you're feeling really good about that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Forecast looking pretty rough for that one. Rain and sleet mix possible, 20-mile-an-hour winds. So feel pretty good about that one.
Absolutely.
All right, we've got a couple more for this week. Our first one here that we're going to jump into is over on Betway. We are looking at the Seattle Seahawks game. They are traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs this week. Kansas City 10-point favorites here. And we have about a 48.5 point total here. We are looking to the rushing attempts market. And we are looking at even money on Isaiah Pacheco under 14.5 carries. This line's been bouncing all over a little bit. It was at 15.5 just a minute ago, opened on FanDuel, but 14.5 is the best number everywhere at this point. So even money under 14.5 carries for Isaiah Pacheco here.
Yeah, the 15.5 would have been really nice because most of the market is 14.5, but even 14.5, even money looks pretty good. The Blitz is projecting around 12.5. So we're getting, a decent amount under at good plus money. There's nothing in particular about this spot that screams like, hey, this is an awesome spot for the under. It's more just kind of the way the projection works out. Like, Pacheco is a rookie and he's exciting and people like him, but it's not like he's getting a massive share of the carries. Last week he only got 52% of the carries. He's been getting about 60%, over the last few weeks. So he's not like getting, Derrick Henry level carries or anything. And this is a very pass heavy offense to begin with. And an offense that, even though they're 10-point favorites, they're not an offense that's just going to grind the clock at the end of the game. They're going to keep their foot on the gas pedal. And so, I think this is a pretty good one.
Yeah, lots of weather around the league this week. This is one of the better games. It's really cold, but the winds are very calm here. So Kansas City should be able to run their typical pass-heavy attack. Jerick McKinnon has looked really good the last couple of weeks as well. And Pacheco's snap share has kind of been trending in the wrong direction for him.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point because McKinnon I think he's been like the fantasy RB1 like the last 2 weeks.
That's
like
crazy.
He's been really good and his usage has gone up. Like last week he had 62% of the snaps to 35% for Pacheco and he got 33% of the carries. Like obviously his main thing is in the pass game, but they're working him in more on the ground as well. And if that continues, this looks even better.
Absolutely. All right, so we have that Isaiah Pacheco under 14.5 carries there on Betway. We are moving over to the Caesar Sportsbook for our next one. We are looking at the New Orleans Saints traveling to the Cleveland Browns. Nasty weather in this one.
Moved.
Oh, did it? We had some solid plus money here. Looks like it's moved down to even money.
Yeah, it was plus 112 or plus 115 like 2 minutes ago. The rest of the market's like 31.5, which is really tempting. It's an ugly weather game is the only thing that worries me. Like it's going to be real windy and cold and possible snow, which generally leads to more rushing and rushing efficiency. Taysom generally doesn't get this. This is like so borderline right now. Like at the big plus money, I was like, yeah, this is good. At plus 100, I'm so tempted to like wave this one off. Let's hold off on this one for now, and we might tweet it out later if we still have a number like this.
Okay, so we have a line movement here from we had Taysom Hill under 36.5 rushing yards. It was at plus 112, literally right before we jumped on the show. Unfortunately, that's moved down to even money here, so we're going to go ahead and pass on that one. See if we can't find a better number out there.
Yeah,
leading up to kickoff here.
Yeah, I want to take a look at a couple things. So this one, I think is still, if you guys want to hit it, like I do think it's probably good, but I'm less comfortable at this number. So I want to look into some things before, really calling it a play.
Yep. Fair enough. You mentioned the weather in this game, one of the lowest totals ever, I believe at 32.5. So just going to be really tough to find any type of offense in this game. Imagine it's a very slow paced game as well with the Browns who love to run the ball anyway.
Yeah.
So good spot. We're just looking for a little bit better number. It's going to be just those two plays for today. Hopefully we get some more before kickoffs on Saturday. We have the Trevor Lawrence one that we tweeted out yesterday. Trevor Lawrence under 20.5 completions. That number's pretty much gone. He's 19.5 completions across the industry now. But hopefully you got in with us at under 20.5 completions on Trevor Lawrence. And then we just added, go ahead.
Yeah, I should say if you didn't get in at the 20.5 number, I think your best number right now is 19.5 plus 100 at DraftKings or Betway. And that's still a really good play there. The Blitz is projecting about 17. It's a bad weather game. So, it's a tough defense. It's still a good line to hit.
Very good. And then the other one we added today, Isaiah Pacheco under 14.5 carries. Got that one at even money. So as always, stay tuned to the Twitter accounts. Be following at RotoGrinders and at Derek Carty. If we find a good number on that Taysom Hill under rushing yards, we will certainly tweet that out for everyone. Derek, do you have anything else for us at this point?
No, I think that's about it. Looking for some good variance for us this week, or at the very least, not bad variance like we've been getting. But hopefully some value pops up, and we'll definitely be tweeting it out when it happens.
Yep, bummer that we lost that last one there on the line movement, but we will keep an eye on things and tweet anything else that might pop up for the week. But we appreciate you guys joining us for the Week 16 Blitz Player Props Release Show. I was Keith Eyster. He was Derek Carty. Make sure you are tuning in next week. Thank you for joining us.